Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies coming at you with some very exciting news in the 3D printing world. I have had the pleasure of working with Hey Gears on the launch of their last printer, which was the Reflex, which in my opinion revolutionized everything that I do when it comes to 3D printing. Their system for slicing and preparing and doing all those bits and pieces, which I showed off in that previous video and I will show off again in this video, literally changed everything for me. It made printing so easy and so reliable. The only downside, and I did mention it in the video, I didn't dance around the issue, was that it was a very expensive system. It was like 2,000 something euros to get your hands on the printer, the wash station, and the cure station. And for the majority of us out there, I even said it in the video, if it wasn't sent to me as a promotional thing, I wouldn't have been able to afford to buy it myself. So I was very grateful to have received it. I think Hey Gears took that on board, and now they are bringing out the Hey Gears Reflex RS, their newest version of that 3D printer, which is obviously a lot cheaper, but I cannot see any downside to it. I cannot see any drop in performance from the really expensive model to this one. I was even trying to ask my partner in crime whether or not it was a replacement to the old one or whether they were going to sell the two machines side by side. If they are, I don't know why, because the new one does absolutely everything perfectly at a fraction of the price. The new 3D printer is going to be $1,000, but for the pre-launch weekend, they're dropping it down to $800, and with the extra code that you can use from Mediocre Hobbies, you can drop another $50 off that, so $750. Now I wanted to put this to the test in as much of an extreme way as humanly possible. I had started off printing out Imperial Guard size miniatures, but then I stepped it up and I 3D printed a whole Titan because I wanted to see if it was possible to do. And yeah, this video will show you the process I went through for getting this built and painted and what this printer can do. So hopefully you're excited to see what the new printer can do as much as I am to show it to you guys. So stick around and see how Goop became a Titan. Okay guys, one of the first things they wanted to do or they asked me to do is just a quick, very quick unboxing to show you guys how it comes in. So I think this is a really good example because obviously it has to travel all the way over to Ireland for me. And as you can see, the box got absolutely mauled on its way over to me. It's damaged, it's scratched, it's caved in some parts, which is obviously quite worrying. But as I started to unpack this thing, obviously very good strong cardboard inserts, and then of course some heavy duty foam in there as well to keep the machine safe and secure. So not really much else to say. Is it well packed? Yes. Did it get to me in one piece? Yes. Was there absolutely anything wrong with it? No. So yeah, this is just one of the random requirements. I'm sure they would be very good if anything did come in damaged or thing, they would replace it. But like I said, it comes very well packed, even wrapped inside, had silica pearl gels inside, so stop any kind of crazy moisture or anything like that. And in the end, we just had the beautiful new Hey Gears Reflex RS sitting on our desk, ready to rock and roll. Now, if you'll notice behind me, there's a little door in the wall over there. That's where I do my 3D printing. It's outside of my studio. It's in a well-ventilated area. Very hard to get in and out of. It's in kind of the eaves of my studio. So I can't take the machine out and plonk it on the desk every time I need to talk about it. So unfortunately, this is all you will get to actually see of the machine. After that, it will just be everything else. So one of the things that I wanted to once again reiterate is how amazing the software that comes with this printer is. This is it here. All you do is choose to start a new program, select the printer you're going to use. Both of them are connected to this machine via Wi-Fi. You choose which tank you're going to use if you have the extra pulsating one. General application, choose the resin which you want to use, choose the thickness. I always go for the 30mm, which takes longer to print but obviously gives you better finer results. I'm going to show you a Titan foot and then another Vulcan Mega Bolter. Let's throw those two big chunky awkward pieces onto the build plate like so, and then this is how it goes for getting it ready to print. I hit one-click print and it does everything for you. Here it is: repairing, orientating, supporting, positioning, and then slicing. Because I pressed one button. That's all I have to do. I have to press that button and leave it for a couple of seconds and then boom. And then this thing I can send via the magic of the internet straight to the printer and then just hit print. And that's it. That's all I gotta do. When I started the project, I was originally going to print out large volumes of basic small infantry, but every printer can do that fairly decently. The detail and the quality on this is incredible, but I did decide that I wanted to push myself a little bit further, and that's where the whole Titan idea came in. So I said, you know what, to hell with it. And I just started preparing plates to print out on that program. Turns out I needed 8 plates worth of stuff, so 8 full plates to give myself a Titan. As you can see on this plate here, there's over 70 components to make 10 guardsmen and a heavy weapons team, and not a single fail, not a support out of place. Then we got to Titan-sized pieces, perfectly printed. Every single plate, all 8 plates printed perfectly. I can't tell you how nervous I would be to print any of these parts on any other printer. For me, I've had problems with larger prints before because obviously it has to go up and down so many times that eventually the kind of suction onto the FEP and the raising of it will eventually start to degrade some of those supports. They tend to pull off and it's a bit of a nightmare. Where with this, nope, throw it onto the thing, hit that 1-click slice and then just walk away. And I came back each and every time to perfect pieces. I was so pleased, I was so impressed. And I'm so happy that I decided to go ahead and dig deep and decide to go kind of ham on this project and do a bloody Titan for the video. So like I said, this printer is very much sent out to me for free for review, but that's it. They give you a machine, they say review. In the contract, you have to be brutally honest, tell the truth. So like I said, I'm not here to sugarcoat something that I don't enjoy. I do in fact have a room full of 3D printers. Some of them I've never made videos of because the companies that send them to me, I didn't like the machine, didn't want to share it. So yeah. So this does get a big thumbs up for me. On my streams, I was doing some cleaning up and showing it off. Then I got the whole thing assembled to the stage where I was ready to paint like this. I laser cut out some bases that actually fit Titans, which I thought was really cool. Look at the detail, all the pistons are done, all the armor plates are in place. We have our giant top piece here. We have all the weapons, heads, shoulder pads, all those good bits and pieces ready to rock and roll. Look how good it looks already. Like they talk about this machine as being something that can produce parts that look like they've been injection molded. And I 100% agree with that assessment of what it can do. I mean, we've all thought about the concept of 3D printing Titans. Titans are extremely expensive. And the quality of Forge World just isn't really there anymore. It's kind of shocking. So the idea of being able to get these awesome god machines onto the tabletop for minimum cost, outside the cost of the machine, obviously. Minimum cost, like I used a bottle and a half of resin. Their resin runs between $50 and $60 a bottle of resin. So we are talking about kind of $90 worth of resin, but $90 for a Titan, I don't think I'm complaining about that. And you can see the quality, all the air vents, all the cabling, all the panels are razor sharp. Everything was perfect. It was just a joy to work on. But nerve-wracking. I did bite off more than I could chew trying to get a Titan done for this particular video. But yeah, so like I talked about at the very beginning of this video, Reflex originally did, or Hey Gears originally did the original Reflex printer. And it was very expensive. For the full setup with the wash station, cure station, and the printer, it was over €2,000, which is a lot of monies. And I did mention it in the video at that point that I don't know how many people out there would choose to spend that much money on a printer. I said if you have a bunch of luxury money and you're willing to just go all in on one system that will give you fantastic results, by all means, go ahead and get it. And with the affiliate program I had set up, a bunch of people did make purchases using my codes. Obviously, the printer did well as a thing. But my guess is they did want to create one that was a little bit friendlier to the general masses of 3D printing enthusiasts. And that's where the RS comes in. So like I said at the beginning, there's a pre-launch, pre-sale section for this machine, which drops it down from $1,000 to $800. And then we have an affiliate code, Mediocre Hobbies 11, I believe is the code. Check the description to be double sure. And we can click on that link, take you to their website. And if the discount doesn't go on during checkout where it says coupon, you can type in the Mediocre Hobbies 11 there and you'll get an extra kind of €62 off or whatever. So you can save yourself a bunch of cash. You will get this thing for the kind of $750 mark. And when you're talking about 3D printing and you want to get yourself that kind of step up from the generic small printers, you want to give yourself something nice to work on. This is where you're getting into the realms of deciding whether you want like a GK2 or, you know, high end. This is now the be all and end all for me. It is unbelievable. And like I said at the beginning, I really should have figured out whether or not this is the case or not, but I don't know whether this replaces the expensive one, because it doesn't seem to take away from the expensive one at all. There's no downside that I can see. The precision is perfect, the usability is perfect, the quality of the actual physical item, the printer, it's still machined perfectly. It's beautiful. So yeah, that's the last of my spiel for this printer. I can just wholeheartedly endorse it. I think it's incredible. As you guys know, I've got over 20 3D printers now in my room, in my studio, and I'm a huge 3D printing enthusiast. So this kind of one-click system, which is designed to help people get into it, and just, yeah, I love it. I think it's incredible. Big thumbs up for me. 10 out of 10 machine. Like I said, check it out for yourself and decide if it's for you. But I was able to print a Titan with absolutely no problems, which, yeah, that should be in and itself enough. Okay, I had a lot of fun, of course, doing chevrons. Obviously, this isn't the Mars Alpha pattern. This is the Lucius Pattern Warhound, the one that is no longer available. It's why I don't feel bad about 3D printing it. If a miniature is no longer available, I think it's fair game to print it out. But obviously, it doesn't have nearly as many kind of fancy parts as the Mars pattern one that I had before. So trying to find somewhere to put some details. So obviously I decided to put some chevrons, chose some random panels and get them in. You saw my process for taping them up. I'm now once again taping up the chevrons that are now complete so that I can airbrush in the rest of the red panels on this thing and get it ready to rock and roll. There's a very satisfying moment that I did once again on my stream. My stream was a big help this week getting through this Titan. If you want to check me out on Twitch, I stream on Twitch and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday between 8 and 10 p.m. Irish time. You are more than welcome to jump in, join in. We have good hobby conversations. We have some rants. And yeah, it's just a great time to get some of your own hobby done. And they were a big help this week, keeping me sane while I was trying to get this Titan done in a couple of days. Will I be keen to jump in and try and do another Titan in a short period of time? No. It's quite stressful. I think I would have liked to give myself 2 weeks with this thing. In the end, I gave myself 3 days, which, yeah, that was fun. As you can see, I'm then still airbrushing in, going through the brighter tones of red, making it stand out. We got all the metallics base coated in on my other stream. And just look at these clean parts. Look at them. Look at that. Oh my God. Seeing it at this stage was very satisfying. It was finally like over the hump of the amount of work that I had to do. Now it was just kind of getting in there and doing some of the like lighter details. Apart from the golds, I had to go in and start adding in all the gold trim, which was once again a monumental amount of work. Trying to decide where all the gold was going to go. So yeah, we blocked in the rest of the colors on this thing. Some black on the Plasma Annihilator, or the, what the hell is this thing called again? This isn't the Plasma Annihilator because it's not a plasma. It's the Apocalypse something. Damn it. You guys know what it is. Let me know in the comments. But quite a nasty cannon designed to take out other Titans. And then we went on to the gold trim. I was dying to paint this cog and sword symbol ever since I started. Once this panel had all the red done and all the chevrons done, apart from weathering and transfers, we'll get to that in a minute. I really wanted to see what the gold symbol looked, just to kind of get the last block of color in there. I'd also like to know what you guys think about 3D printing and getting some larger scale miniatures done for videos. I mean, like I said, 3D printing is a big part of my hobby now. It's something that I thoroughly enjoy. So if you guys want to see me 3D printing bigger, crazier models and painting them up for videos, maybe video series, it might take a couple of videos to get them done, like my land ship series or something like that, please do let me know in the comments below. I would be more than happy to share with you that whole process with choosing them, slicing them, getting them printed, getting them painted up, and stuff like that. It's quite enjoyable. It's even a little bit more enjoyable than like a standard video or a standard miniature. Don't know what it is, because it's like from start to finish is my hands. I know it's lots of technology and other people's beautiful designs, but you know what I mean? Like, I often sit there and look at something that was 3D printed and it strikes me like so hard that this thing was a bottle of goop a day or two ago. This entire Titan was goop in a bottle, and now it is a Titan. I will hate the day that I get over that feeling that we just live in the future. I replicated this thing and now I'm painting it up. It's going to get put on a tabletop. I'm going to roll dice in anger. Things are going to die, and it's going to be awesome. I love it. I'm just so excited. 3D printing, man. Just, if you're not into it yet, maybe now's the time. Okay, after all the transfers were then applied, and my God, did I use a lot of transfers. Say this thing has maybe 20, 25 transfers stuck onto it all over the place. I got a dry brush and some metallic, and this is something that I like to do for especially tanks and war machines and stuff like that. Things that are going to see a lot of rubble clamping up the hull, a lot of small arms fire is going to be pattering off them, that kind of stuff. I like to dry brush some metallic all over, catching those edges, giving it some scratches and some weathering, all that kind of damaged work. It's a very, very, very simple thing to do, but it stops it from looking like a toy, because, you know, if it's just a flat, beautiful red and then flat, beautiful chevrons, and it's supposed to be a machine of war, it doesn't really suit in my head. It's not an Eldar vehicle. I think Eldars should be nice and clean, but see how the light dry brush of silver really does make all those details pop. So we do this across everything, the entire chassis, all the weapons, all the hull, the chevrons, the gold, everything gets done. The light silver dry brush also obviously adds a highlight to the metallics, including the silvers and the gold, making those two stand out. Now, like I said, I tried to do this thing in 3 days, so I was low on time a little bit. There's definitely a few extra bits I want to do. I want to get some energy glow coming off of the voil shields of the back. I want to get some weathering powder done, and I want to have some scorching done on the barrels of the weapons, but I just ran out of time, so I'm unfortunately going to have to do those outside of this video. I do apologize for that. You can check out my Instagram in a couple of days, and maybe you'll see the rest of those details done. But as you can see, the hatches and stuff are getting that. And now super glue is all that was required to assemble it. And I trust it because resin is slightly porous. Super glue gets a really strong grip on resin, and it just bonds the two pieces together really, really well. So super glue, like that heavy gun arm just had super glue. And then I glued the whole, this is one piece now, completed Titan. I love it. I could not get it in frame. It's like I couldn't have my camera zoom out enough to get the whole thing in frame. So I do have just a cool bunch of photos to show you in a minute of the kind of final result. Like I said, I don't really do big crazy videos like this all that often. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you do, please do show support, like, maybe subscribe if you are so inclined, and do let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this. I don't mean reviewing printers, I mean just big crazy models. Look at the detail. I love it. And yeah, I had a blast. I'm tired from it, but I definitely enjoyed it, the whole thing, and I hope you did as well. It's a crazy journey. I can't believe I 3D printed and painted a Titan in 3 days. Help. And there we have it, guys, the Ultracraft Reflex RS in all its glory. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about the awesome printers from Hobbies in today's video. You saw what I managed to do with minimal effort. I now have a new Warhound Titan ready to be fielded in the Emperor's name. I literally can't believe that this thing was goop in a bottle a couple of days ago. To me, that is still, we're still living in the future. It's insane. So super happy and pleased to have a machine that can print out miniatures like this with minimal effort and a lot of success. So hopefully you are as well. So make sure you do all the good things in relation to this video. Give the video a like, ask me any questions you have in the comments below, and I'll do my very best to answer all of them. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you check out Hobbies printers, linked down in the description below. Like I said, there is a pre-sale window from now until the 4th of October, and you can get absolutely incredible deals. Save yourself a bunch of cash and get yourself the best 3D printer on the market right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one.